back here to go over a few things with you today. For those of you who have been in the last two classes, you will just be able to follow along from where we left off. And those of you who have not been in the last two classes, sign up on the website as a member. And when you are able to join the classes, then you'll be able to go into that second members page by invitation from me and watch the last 2 weeks. So we talked about nationality a little more in depth, and I gave you all a copy of the forms who were on the call and asked you to go ahead and read them, get them signed and mailed off. Last week, my consort and I were out of town, so we didn't get to class that week, and so I wanted to make sure, even though today is a corporate holiday, we just wanted to go ahead and celebrate. You wanted to go ahead and celebrate. That's okay. Catch up on the website when you can, and also make sure you make a donation so that you can access that page. And also, it's a new month in June. The donation monthly is $27, which is not a big ask, but I did recently let go of my Social Security disability so that I can or could live more truer to my declaration and my status of being a national or a sovereign. And I, am just trying to get a little, be more self-supporting and allow you guys to put a little bit of investment and put some skin in the game, and hopefully take it as it is very important, but take it as it is. Make it a little more valuable to you, okay? So the Personal Freedom Center, my website is viviangale.com and the personalfreedomcenter.com, and I'll share a little bit of that with you later. But the Personal Freedom Center is here, and this is where you will find a lot of the information that we're talking about here today. Okay, so from bondage to freedom, it'll talk about these steps to freedom, which are the ones that we're going to focus on in this group: declaring your nationality, and correcting your status. And where did number 3 go? Well, anyway, it was up here, and it's declaring your, creating a trust. Okay, so we're going to be creating a trust. I'll go back and fix that later. So I want to get going. Today's call would be May 29th, I believe. And so we're going to pick up where we left off. And I wanted to show you a signature page and what that should look like for you. And the declaration and proclamations, you should use red ink, and you can use a capital letter and the rest lowercase, or you can autograph it and all lowercase with the red thumbprint adjacent to it as close as you can. Some say touching the last letter. I missed. Actually, this was our first time doing it. And then you need to have two witnesses that are declared Moors. Okay, so we did that in 2018. We had done it previously in 2016. So it's been a little bit now. It's been a little bit of time now, probably about 7 or 8 years since we first did our nationality. And I like this form, and so we use that here. Okay, I like that. Hey. Okay, so moving right along from that, we're going to talk about the free mailing process. Okay, so I'm going to minimize these screens here and go to this section, PowerPoint. Doing these processes, you will spend a lot of money on mailing. And so it wasn't until recently that I was actually able to complete the whole process of the free mailing, thanks to one of my sister Moors up here, Empresses up here, gave me the final step. So I've been doing the free mailing process now for a few months, and it's been working very well. and I'm going to make a video from this. But you're going to need some white envelopes, 8.5 by 11, and I'll email these to you. So if you want those no postage paid stickers, which you do print up yourself, and you'll buy some Avery stickers and then you'll print them up yourself. Now, you'll also do some labels for yourself. If you're married or espoused, then you have a consort, then you can make one label for both of you, make one whole sheet. That way you won't have to do it all the time. I didn't like doing them every time. It seemed like after I got done with the document, I was happy, and then I had to do the envelope process, and then I was like, oh gosh, when is this ever going to end? So now that I have the labels pre-printed, it's so much quicker and so much easier to just go ahead, slap them on the envelope, excuse me, and get it over with. So moving right along, you're going to use this green card and the certified mailing receipt, and you're going to put that, also the same sticker on the envelope that you're mailing it to here, and you're going to put an article addressed to number 1 Renee F. Jones, okay, excuse me, and then you're going to turn it over on the back and then put your own mailing label here. Now we have care of address, and this is our private mailbox. We don't use our home, our domicile address. We use a private mailbox, not a P.O. box. You don't want to use a P.O. box. You want to go to a mail store, like a UPS mail store. Here we have a mail only store, and we use that for our private mailing. You can use your address of your domicile, some of us do, and you would just write it in the same format, care of, and you can skip the abbreviations. We've been doing that lately. This is a little older. Write everything out with no abbreviations, including the care of would be CAREOF with a space in between, and that way keep it alloidial and getting away completely as we grow into more allodial processes. Now, when you fill out this certified mail receipt, you're going to keep this end here, and that's going to go on the green card. I'll show you where in the next slide. They're going to take this section from the end of that tab here all the way to the middle perforation here, excuse me, and you're going to rip that off, and that's going to go in the top center of the envelope. This section with the certified number, or the routing number, certified mailing routing number, will be for your records, and it'll be attached here. Now, when you were paying, they would have had you fill this out as much as possible, and then they would have put the fee and stapled a receipt to it. But since you're not paying fiat or using fiat, you just use this and write what it is that you mailed, the day that you mailed it, and to who did it go to for your own memory's sake, even though you can look it up with that sticker. But at a quick glance, you'll be able to tell yourself that was that document and that was the number. Now, when you do the mailing documents, not necessarily the nationality forms, but you do want to make sure that I forgot what I was going to say, but you do want to make sure that you put the certified mailing number receipt somewhere on that document. Sometimes the document will have a space for it already, so when you get there, you don't have to wonder. And this is the content. You want to add that content to the envelope. Now, after you add it to the envelope, you want to flip it over, okay, and you want to put that green certified mailing receipt, the card, I should say, and you want to put that with the sender's address facing out over to the right side. You can see my envelope is sealed. Here, you want to double seal that, using this green card. Okay, so now let's go on to the next slide. Oh, here you can see where the strip that we ripped off of that certified mailing receipt number 2 article number goes here, so that'll be your tracking number. Some of you have probably done this before, but it's just a new process to some of us. When you're done, then you will have an envelope that looks something like this, and I say something like it because today I can see something I would do differently in the future, which is don't use any abbreviations, which we'll be talking about a little more in class. So in the corporate address, you can put black fonts because they're all corporate citizens. And if it's to a government, you can put it in blue. You should use all red in your return label, and you'll have the certified mail middle section of that form that I showed you earlier, which would be, let me see, yeah, right here. Would be right here. So this section, you fold that little part over the envelope, and this part is sticky on the back, and then it's perforated, and so that tears off. This goes on the envelope, this is your section, and that goes on the green card. Get it? Okay, so you put your contents, your paperwork in the envelope, and you seal it. And if you're sending your mail to someone who is sovereign, a national, etc., then you want to also make that label here red. So when you do to the Personal Freedom Center, you can do it in all red in lowercase, or you can do it in blue and or red. Okay, but you can don't use all capital letters when you're sending mail to the Personal Freedom Center or to any other Mortgage American office. Okay, these are Avery labels. Then you can go on the Avery website, type in the type of labels that you're using, and the labels that we use are 1 inch by 2.58, I believe. Okay, so you want to at least have that, 1 inch point 2.58 inches. Okay, so it will be 1 inch on the side, on the vertical, and then 2.58 horizontal. On the websites, they usually have a template where you could design your labels there. Okay, again, on the back of the envelope now, you're going to see that little piece of the green certified mail receipt that we stuck over here. Make sure you don't put your fingerprints on it too much. It'll lose its stickiness, and that's the back of the envelope completed. Now you want to, oops, did I miss something? Okay, yeah, just notice that strip there. That's where I left off. And we're going to go down to the supplies that you'll be needing for free mailing, the Avery mailing labels. You'll need, let me see, 1 inch by 2.5/8. 2 and 5/8. I don't know how to write that. It's not coming out the same, but it'll be 2.58. Okay. 2.58 inches. Let me put it that way. Now, what we have left is red. You're going to use red ink for typing out your forms or your alloidial or sovereign address and appellation, okay? Or you can write it by hand, but you need to use red ink. You're also going to need red ink pad. If I were you, I'd buy 2 and a couple of packs of paper, 11.5 by 8.5 by 11 envelopes, white, red pens, and of course copy paper. Buy as much as you can, stock up. Okay, so now the address to mail your documents, your nationality documents only would be the Personal Freedom Center, care of here, just like this. If you don't have red, then use blue. Please don't use black while mailing to me, as black represents the corporate dead entities and corporate facilities. All right, so that being said, I'm going to minimize the screen. You'll be able to go back and watch that over inside the video, and try and go back to my drive. I wanted to show you something else that is part of that video. I have some allergies to some of the trees in my neighborhood. Okay, so now we're going to go up here. I guess I'll let the video talk. And I'm going to show you exactly what that box looks like, because it got me a couple of times. So I used to go to the clerk. You don't have to go to the clerk. You just go and drop it in the prepaid mailbox. I'm going to show you it in just a second. There you go. You're welcome. Okay, so before you go into the main part of the post office, you come and you see this box, and you're going to put it in here. Right? Yeah, I should have sent it somewhere. It should say prepaid mail. But if it doesn't, just put it up there. Okay. So if you don't see the prepaid, just check and make sure that it's down in there. Okay. Did it used to say prepaid up here somewhere? Open it up. Make sure your mail is found. I'm trying to tell my friend. There you go. Now, if it's your first time doing it, you want to maybe double check everything. And if it gets sent back, then you did something wrong, okay, on the address. All right, so that would be a portion of that section there. So we can minimize that. I'm thinking. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about getting the EIN request. Now, they're closed now. They're only open to 10 o'clock. And I guess that would be 10 p.m., 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And the best time to call if you want to get your EIN online is early in the morning. But this is where you would go, and it will actually allow you to get your form and your EIN number online. Your EIN number will allow you to have executorship over your strawman. I did share that with the class, and I'll put a copy of that online. And this form is significant of the questions that they will ask you on the telephone if you choose to submit it by phone. But you normally, as a matter of fact, that's for 98 EIN. But you're not going to do that one now. So you're either going to fill it out on paper and mail it in, or you're going to do it over the phone. Okay, so this is for your state. So it says here you need to set up an estate. Okay, for your SSN person to get an EIN, to do UCC1. Now, this is a phone number that you can call and press 2. So, mine is a domestic EIN, and this is not, I don't think this is the same number for that. I forget what that number is, but I don't think that's it. But I know it begins with 267. Okay, so you can go online at socialsecurity.gov, which it won't allow us to do it now because they're closed. And as I said earlier, when I filmed this with the class, it was open, and so we were able to go all the way to the end. I did not hit submit, and then you would do it as a trust. So you're going to have everything on the left side: your legal name, your legal address, everything, so it would be spelled out in all capital letters. On the right hand side, the executor, which would be you for now on, your real name. Okay, so your living name. This is your straw man or your estate name. Okay, so you want to fill out your living person's address here in lowercase, first letter capitalized, and then a zipped exempt. You put that in the brackets. Some people actually put the zip code inside, but you can put zip exempt. Okay, so when you come down here, you're going to click estate, SS, number of decedent. Okay, and that's where it's saying what type of entity is this. Okay, so it looks like that if you don't see it there, that this is from Patrick Devine, that he may have actually just typed it in there. So if you don't see it on that form, you see how this is 2009. You want to make sure you get a current form, and then it says 2022-23, but just make sure you get the latest one. Some of these lines are a little off. I don't know why. Okay, so you want to get this document, probably because I changed it from a PDF to a Word document. Now, look at the things that he has highlighted in red. And so you're going to other specify why the reason for applying is to transfer estate assets. So you can just say to manage your estate, or you can put it exactly like he says there. The closing month of an accounting year is always December. Okay, so you want to put December, and these two check boxes moved as well. They should be down a little further. When you get the real form that hasn't been copy and pasted so many times, then you'll see the check boxes there. And or have this filled out so when they ask you the questions, it'll already be done, because you might be a little nervous, and I was, and you already have the answers there. Okay, and it says, has the applicant already had a EIN number before? And you could put yes or no if that's true for you. And then I'm pretty sure somebody told me to put no. I can't remember who. But use your own judgment. I don't like to lie, so name and title, print your name or title clearly, your living name executor, and you see that in blue. After your living name, you're going to put executor here, because that's what you'll be. You'll be the executor over your straw man. And then there's some, do I need EIN information here? And where it will be under this category, yes, because we're administering an estate. An estate needs an EIN to report estate income tax on the Form 1041. And then when you do that correctly, you'll be getting income back, okay? And I have a video on that on my YouTube channel, Freedom L. Complete lines 1 through 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, and 17, if applicable, and number 18. All right, so I don't think that there's anything else for this video. I just wanted to share with you guys, some of these things so that you can get moving and get motivated to go ahead and get your nationality document done. Ideally, like I said, we will do them in class. And so if you haven't done them yet, try and get them done, because you're going to get really behind. If you're not ready to do it yet, then just go right ahead and continue to take your time. And you're very free. I'm here to show you what to do, and hopefully you always have access to be able to come back and view, the documents here. Okay. So I hope you can see everything well. I'll make it a little bigger just for a minute, so you can go ahead and make sure you can see that. You can pause the video if I'm going too fast. Okay, so remember, anything in red is applicable for you. Make sure you get the current year's form. And make sure on the left hand side, this information is for your straw man, so it should be in all capital letters and no abbreviations. Over here, you should have your living name executor. This actually, might not be a big deal with the abbreviations here, but we're learning that to learn no abbreviations to make sure that it gets forwarded to the correct department. And they'll see the difference between your mailing labels and your envelopes versus the corporation, a corporate person sending mail. So it will get routed to the back door where they are in business for us. Okay, sovereigns and Moors. Okay, so I don't know if there's anything else. I think that's about it for this tutorial. If you have any questions, we'll be going into bills of exchange later. So this is the 3 things that I wanted to go over with you guys, and that is, like I said on my website, your nationality, you're getting an EIN, and then setting up your estate. So you would be doing the trust, and we'll be learning how to bank. Ideally, how to, from our trust and or from the treasury, we'll be learning how to, number 2, do the EIN for the trust document and filling out the trust. And of course, the nationality precedes everything. And then finally, we'll be learning how to discharge debt so that we can not get the CBDC if we don't choose to, so that we can have other ways of paying for debt. We also have a Moorish American dollar, delirium, that will be used among us. We'll be talking about that as well, and how other ways that you can use it or might be able to use it. There's still some people or Moors testing that process and doing demonstrations to see the outcomes. I'm looking forward to it. And so if you have any questions about this video, about how to sign your nationality, please go back and watch, how to sign your nationality paperwork. Please go back and watch this video. And I thank you again for watching. And I invite you to tell your friends and family about this course, and have them join in the same way that you did. Also, check out my websites, viviangale.com and thepersonalfreedomcenter.com. You can book a session if you need help walking through these processes at $1 per minute. And for nationality, there's a link where you can get a free 20-minute session one time. Okay, so let's get going. So ideally, this class, like I said earlier, is to walk you through these processes. So try and get them done so that we can walk through these processes together, and you don't have to struggle alone through them. Okay, we're living in changing times. Okay, and it might behoove you, to move a little quicker than what you have been. Okay, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you realize and remember that it's a new month. There's a donation for $27. If you haven't made your donation for last month, or if you cannot make the donation on time before the next class comes, then please just email me, drop me a note, and let me know when you will be making it. And you'll still be able to attend class, of course, and everything will be okay. All right. So have a nice week and enjoy your summer. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.